Oh my God, is it you? It is. It's the fallen. Oh my, oh God, I'm so giddy. I can't even look. I can't look. Look at the arm cannon. I want one just like that. Hey, what's happening, YouTube? It's been a while, it's been a hot minute since I've made a review. I believe the last one was on the Power of the Primes Air Raid and Slingshot. And I'm waiting for more of those aerial bots to come out so I can continue my review on the aerial bots. I believe the next one is going to be Silverbolt. But in the meantime, didn't we get such a treat? Like, the Power of the Prime line has been just outstanding so far. Yes, there's been one or two duds, but one or two, if you take into account how other toy lines have gone, like, I don't know, Combiner Wars, Titans Return, they've been hit and miss. So far, Power of the Primes has given out bangers, and this guy here is no exception. Megatronus Prime, the Fallen, and I can't gush on this guy enough. He is just absolutely perfect. Now, I do have one or two small teeny weeny little things, but we'll get to them as the review goes on. But for the most part, for the whole, this guy is just phenomenal. So without any further ado, let's take a quick look at this guy in all of his glory. So straight off the bat, first thing that you're going to notice is all the accessories that come with him. And I have to say, with all the accessories on him, when you put him on right, he just looks imposing. He is seriously just out of this world. He looks strong, intimidating, like he's able to hold his own. This staff weapon here, no, it's not a staff, but I'll get to that later on. But this weapon here just helps sell the figure for a guy you do not want to mess with. The yellow highlights dotted around, making him look like he's burning from the inside out. And with the first accessory that I'm going to mention, second accessory, his fire effects here, and here as well, they just really help sell this guy as something that is just burning with energy, and I mean burning, and they just look phenomenal. Nice amount of transparency in them, like you can see here, so you're able to see the robot underneath, but it's not completely transparent, so it's not going to completely ruin the effect. So it does help add to the shimmer, as it were, of the flames. Now, is it just me, or does his mouth plate remind you of that furnace from Kevin McAllister's basement in the first Home Alone film? No? Just me? Okay. Well, it does, and now you see it too. So, we already mentioned his staff weapon, which, as I said, it's not just a staff, it's actually 3 different parts altogether. So, you do have his sword, and his sword has a little lip on the bottom here. So, you can't just slide it into his hand, it has to be popped in. You have the actual staff or fork here, and this does split into 2 parts. I only found that out the other day. And the trident part of it here is made of a very, very soft rubbery material. But that's okay, it doesn't bother me too much. And just so you know, this can only go onto the stick, the post, staff, whatever you want to call it, one way. If you look at it here, you'll notice that there's 2 notches on the side, and in here So it has to line up with those in order to go in. If it doesn't line up with them, it will not go in any way whatsoever. Now with the swords, you can put it in any way you want. But the sword is a hexagonal hole there. Don't know how well you can see that. But it does help to keep this lined up, because it does have kind of like a soft tube when you turn it. The next accessory that it comes with is this one right here. This is packaged as a separate piece. So you can, if you want, put it into this port here, or the same port on the other side. You could even put into these ports on the back if you want. Give them a bit more of a Megatron look rather than Megatronus, like that there. But the flames do kind of get in the way. Well, you see what I mean there. And this also finishes off his gun turret. This post here does actually angle up like that, and it tabs right into the barrel there, into the front, but I'll show that off when we get into transformation. And this, as I said, you can put it anywhere you want, anywhere where there's a 5mm port. You could put it on his arm here as a second mini cannon if you so wish. As Engo likes to say, dare I say, why not? And then, of course, his main accessory, his main weapon, his Requiem blaster here. Now, let's just take a quick look at that. This just looks phenomenal. His symbol of the primes right there. And this does extend out. You can have it extended out like that, mostly for transformation, but if you want, you could put it onto his arm like that, give him a big mofo cannon. And then this is part of one of the small tiny critiques that I had about it. Firstly, no, if you have it like this on his arm in robot mode, you're going to have this gap here, but that's, as I said, this is mostly for alt mode, so you won't see it too much there. But my little nitpick is to do with how well this actually tabs in. So you have these tabs here that are supposed to go into, I don't know how well you can see it, try my best, two little notches in there. And they do tab on, and no, it's not going to drop at the drop of a hat, or with if the wind turns a certain way. But it's not a dead solid connection either. So just, like I said, a small minor critique about that. Oh, and with the blaster, you have this port here that can go into either of these two pegs. So you can have it sitting further down, or if you want, sitting further up. Whichever way you want that to look, completely fine there. And then, of course, last but not least, I already mentioned them, but give you a closer look, you have his flame decals. Sorry, not decals, what am I saying? His flame effects. And these do go all the way around. Very nice sculpting on them there. Very nice. And with the plastic on it, if the light hits it, it does look like they are actually burning. So it's basically the same mold for both of them, just reversed. And then, of course, you also have these flame effects up here, and made out of that same rubbery material as the larger ones. And I think the same material is what's on the tip of this spear here. But still, very nice paint job on them. And they, they do have holes on the other sides, ports. Yeah, we'll get to that when we get into transformation, but just something to note there. And speaking of which, actually before we get down to transformation, just a couple of very quick comparisons. And I believe the only two comparisons that actually do matter. First, of course, you have his apprentice, his namesake, Megatron from Transformers Siege. And then, of course, Megatron's Future Evolution, Galvatron, the Studio Series version there. And they do look quite good together, I have to say. The founder, the disciple, the ending. Thank you. So, just give me a sec to readjust. So, yes, as I was saying, down to transformation. Oh, and sorry, before I forget, just one more thing. This missile rack here on the shoulder, this was also a separate accessory, packed separate in the box. Just tabs on right there, and you can leave this on or take it off, do whatever you want there. But yes, that's all the accessories that came with our boy Megatronus. So now, finally, we get down to articulation. What's the point in going into the transformation if I'm not going to talk about articulation? I'm a professional, goddammit. So, articulation, then transformation, because I know you all want to see how this guy actually fares in articulation. And from the post I had him in at the start, he is not lacking whatsoever. So, his head is on a ball joint, so you do get a nice range movement there, full 360. His arms are on pins, which I'll show now in a sec, but you still get a full 360, and it's supposed to be ratcheted joints. Like if you look here, you can kind of see the teeth marks for the ratchet, but no, it's like more of an extremely soft tube, but it holds. That's all that counts. It holds, and it's not flimsy or floppy or anything like that. The shoulder as well is on a butterfly. Now this is more for transformation, but you do get this butterfly joint here, so you can get a nice range of movement across his chest there. And just so you can see, that's what it looks like there from the other side. Like I said, it is more for transformation, but if you want, you can use it for articulation as well. He does have bicep rotation, a little bit gappy there, but that's not a deal breaker for me. And just over 90-degree bend at the elbow. Now again, on his elbows, if you look here, ratchets. It looks like it should be ratcheted, but it's barely a soft tube. Again, not a deal breaker, but I'm just curious why they put ratchets on it when they didn't, if you know what I mean. Anyway, oh, and when you move this arm out, this piece does move a little bit out of the way, but not completely. You would have to move it more yourself, but that movement there does help accommodate the movement. So he does actually get a bit more further range on this side than he does on this side, because this piece doesn't move out of the way. So just something to note there. Waist rotation, can do a full 360 at the waist. His legs can go forward only that far, but that's far enough. Move this little hip piece. Oh, don't worry, it's only a friction clip, so it pops right back on. And actually, that's the first time that's come off of me. That much to the sides, because the leg does start hitting the hip panels, and that far back. And then for knee bend, he does get just ever so slightly over 90 degrees at the knee, if not actually 90 degrees. He has rotation just above the knee, and as well as the thigh rotation. And for his feet can go down that far. They can only go up about that far. He does have ankle pivot, ankle breakage levels of ankle pivot, but ankle pivot all the same. And there is that. So now, is it safe to say it's time for transformation? What do you think, Megatronus? Yes. Okay, well, if the following says, then it must be. So, first thing to do, just remove this, put that off to the side for now. And now what I do, I just come to the arms first, bring it down like this, just flip that back in. The wrist, oh, never even mentioned the hands. So yeah, his hands, as you can see, are on a ball joint, and both hands open and close like that there. So that's all the articulation. So anyway, open that panel up, flip the hand in on both sides, and just make sure everything's lined up, and then close that and leave that like that. Rotate the arms. Make sure they're straight, but rotate them so that these ports are facing in. Now this, but I'm not gonna lie, I keep forgetting, should they be facing here or here, but doesn't matter, we'll get to that when we get to that. The next thing, sorry, just while I readjust again, I'm getting old. No smart comments, thank you. So next thing to do here is just come to the chest and just peel that up and lift it up like that for now. Then you just get the arms, extend them out on those joints, extend them out all the way, just like that. You want to get this central piece here. There we go. Now these hinges are attached to this center piece, but I find sometimes if you just give it a little tug from the middle, that helps to loosen it up. Anyway, you want to bring that down, and then this piece that the head and chest is on, you want to bring that forward all the way. And then this chest piece, you want to rotate it around, but not at the middle, at the bottom. So you're not rotating here, you're rotating here. Just bring, no, this is gonna fight me with, no, because the camera is on, of course. I only transformed this the other day and it wasn't fighting me half as much. It's gonna make a liar out of me now. Ah, see, I knew what I was doing. So, don't be an idiot like me. Don't try and force it. Lift up these panels here first and then rotate. Once you do that, you're golden. See, professional. From there, so just leave everything there like that for now. If you want, you can turn the head around to face backwards now, if you want. So from there, what you want to do next is these pieces here, you just want to get them, bring them up and snap them into place like that. Rinse and repeat on the other side. And then the back panel here will come out to the side just like that. And these pieces here, they will come out, rotate around and then flip all the way up. Now, you're going to have, I don't know if you can see it here, but you're going to have a slot here, which goes in, this tab goes into, so you just line everything up and it's sometimes easy to get in. There we go. Sometimes it likes to fight you. So it's just down to making sure you have the angles right. That one went in nice and easy. So once you have that done, you then just bring all this down and forward like that. Rotate these in, and once that's there, just bring this back, and you're gonna have these tabs here, that tab there, going into these slots here. So just bring that back with the head down, and yeah, just to let you know, once you have it back, this here is to go down into that cavity there. I say cavity, that resting point, and everything should be sitting like that. Bring the threads in, they should tab into those slots on each side. And there you have the front half of the tank all done. This we can just leave, can we leave that there for now? Yes, we can leave that there for now. So coming down to the lower half, you just want to rotate it around 180. These hip pieces just go up into these little cavities right there. Now you do have to force it past a little bit, which I'm not a big fan on, because I'm just seeing, if this is painted plastic, I'm seeing that getting rubbed off over time, which isn't the best, but it is what it is. Then you want to rotate the shins around like that. On the inside, you have these panels. Just bring them out, flip them all the way up for now, and then bring the feet down. So you have clearance to bring out these threads here, which we then fold the feet up, push that thread down, lock it into place. bring that up, fold the foot in, bring that down, lock it into place. Now, for here, this purple piece here basically is arse. You're going to take that, bring it down all the way, just like that. You're going to have these two tabs here, which will go into these slots here on either side. But before you do that, you have to break his leg at the thigh. I say break because it is a stiff clip and it feels like it can break you sometimes. Don't worry, a little bit of force, but it is meant to snap off like, or disconnect like that. So you're going to have this hook tab here, which is going to go into, now you can't see it, but right behind this raised piece here is the alcove where this hook tab will go in. Just bring the leg up and try and line it up, and if everything is lined up just right, which it looks like, and I'm getting things undone. This is one of the other small tiny nitpicks I've had with this figure. Now again, it's just could just be something as simple as something not lined up properly, but yeah, it should go in just like that. And then this tab into that slot there, bring that down, tab that in, rinse and repeat on the other side. That scares me sometimes, it really does. And make sure you have the leg properly lined up so that it will just drop right into place. And again, tab into that port there without bending or twisting the knee. Just squeeze all that together, make sure it's locked in securely. And then the last thing to do is this bit here. So for this here, you're going to have this tab, these two tabs right there, going into these two slots right there. As well as that, you should have this tab right here going into that slot right there. So just bring that middle one down first. It should just snap into place. So that's one thing I will say about this figure. It is tight, like it is secure. Now I don't quite have that in. There we go. And then once that's in, you just get those two tabs into that place there. And you are nearly at the final stretch of the vehicle mode now. So for this bit, you're basically just going to accordion the arms back down. So using these hinges here to go into this gap there. So just bring that over while rotating the arm and then just drop that into place right there. And yeah, I had the arms the right way around. Yeah, now and another small critique that I had, but we'll get to that in a minute. You want to take this bit, bring it up, rotate around, and then just put him down for a second. Fusion cannon comes back, so we extend the fusion cannon out as I showed earlier. Now this bit here, this black bit in the middle, that actually shifts backwards like that. It's to get it out of the way, give you room and clearance for when it's on the turret. So with these two posts, there's only one place that they can go, and it's these tabs, or these ports, I mean, sorry, that's on the top of his arms. Oh, sorry, these ports here, the screw hole itself. So you just plug that into there, bring that round and line everything up. It should tab in together just like that. Not quite done yet, don't worry. The missile rack, just rotate that out from the side. You didn't see that. So from here to there, just like that. And then for the finishing touch, the miniature barrel, that just goes right onto the front of his tank mode there. And there you have it. There you have Megatronus, the Fallen, in his vehicle mode. Now just give me a sec, I'll lower the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. So there you have Megatronus, and again, he looks, even as a tank, he looks fierce. Now, is it a perfect tank? Unfortunately, no. Is that going to kill my enjoyment of this figure? Definitely no. It's this figure, while it has one or two issues, I still say it's perfect. And that brings me to what one of my main issues, probably the main issue is with this figure, and it's the turret. You'll see what I mean in the comparisons that's coming up now in a minute. But the turret, it does not rotate. There is no rotation. You do have a bit of up and down, but the turret, the actual barrel is a separate piece from the arms altogether. So it kind of makes the turret look incomplete. So like when you bring the arms down, just looking at it there, the turret, all this should be one piece on the tank. And again, when we get to the comparisons, you'll see exactly what I mean. But that's a minor nitpick. It is not going to kill my enjoyment of this figure whatsoever. I love it. This is still a perfect figure, and they've done a great job with this guy. Could have been done better. A little bit, yes. Like, just even securing this turret up here as well as back there. Like, instead of just a peg here, have another one there. Have it secure. The top of the turret, very clear hollow points there where the biceps are. Now, again, these are minor critiques. This is not going to kill my enjoyment of this figure whatsoever in any way, shape, manner, or form. So taking a quick look now at the tank, and you still have those yellow bits sticking out. So still looking like he's burning from the inside. The Megatronus symbol still prominent in the center of the cannon. And you see what I mean, how when it's in tank mode, you don't see the gap when the barrel's extended. Like, the spikes on this guy as well, like, it just feels fearsome. Phenomenally done. There's the underside. From the top, side, from the front, and from the back. Now, for the rest of his accessories. So, you can store this on his vehicle mode. The instructions, for some reason, tell you to put it on this way, with the trident at the front. No. Why they say that, I don't know. And this is what I mean. If you look here, right there, there's a little notch cut out that perfectly fits. If you see on the side here, these tabs, they perfectly fit inside that notch. So that means then if you plug this staff on by this port here, up front, up at the sword, everything lines up, and the notches there the tabs go into those notches perfectly, and like that works for me personally. That works. If I seen a tank with this on it, oh yeah, no, I'd be running the other way. For rolling, well, I might as well show it now. It does actually roll exceptionally smoothly. I'm giving next to no effort into pushing this, and he's just going with it. So, for the rest of the accessories, now, as I was saying earlier, these, the point of those ports on the opposite side is to go with the staff weapon. So what the instructions have you do is, if you tab the flame here and here, you've got a flame and staff going on, which does look good. I'm not gonna lie, it does look good. But where else can you put them that will look better? I'll show you. So we'll put that off to the side for now. For these, what I do is I put them up front, and you have these ports there and there. I put them here. Get these flame effects, and you want them so that they're oriented this way when plugging them in. And you have the ports here and here. And you just plug that into there, that into there. And again, that just looks savage. The tank properly on fire. Like, what more could you want with that? Sorry for the random jump cut there. I'm just after discovering something to do with these effects and this figure. So, remember I was saying how you have the arms like this. So there's a port where the hand flips in. There's the bicep. Well, if you rotate it around like this on both sides, so that these original ports from the forearms are available. What you can do here is that you can get these flame effects, plug them into the one, front or back one. Just do the same on the other side, we'll go with the back one. And that there looks so much better. That actually looks so much better, as if the turret itself is just engulfed in flames and he's coming at you. That, yeah. My official recommendation, do it that way. Do it this way. Forget what the instructions say, do it this way. I personally think that looks so much better. So much better. Anyway, on to comparisons. So, here he is with the Transformer Siege Megatron in his tank mode, and as you can see, I'll just put this back there, they're not too dissimilar in size. They're really not. Well, in terms of length, but in terms of mass, Megatronus has it. I have to go a full arm's length here. Even more. I can only go so far, Captain. So, that's that. And here he is with the Studio Series 86 Galvatron. And yeah, this, like, I'm actually lost for words of how good these are looking together. And just for one last time, as I knock the camera, sorry about that, all three of them together. Like, that works so well for me, especially with these flames. I cannot get over how I never thought of before until now to put his flames like that. I'm telling you, if you get this figure, do that. Because, like, just get these two out here for a minute. To get out. It's not all about you, Megatron. Yes, it is. Shut up. Where was I? Thanks, Megs. So, I know the instructions say to have his forearms rotated around this way. And yeah, okay, that can kind of work as well. And you know, it doesn't look too bad. In all honesty, it doesn't. From certain angles. And yeah, with the flames on top like that there, that in itself does look pretty cool. But for me, it's having that gap right underneath the turret, when this is what I was talking about earlier. This is how a turret should be. One solid piece connected to the tank centrally so that the actual turret can still rotate. But with Megatronus, they decided that they were going to put the connection for the turret right here. So it just leaves that big awkward looking gap right here. Now, again, it's not a deal breaker for me whatsoever. But I think especially now that I'm after seeing it. Having his forearms rotated in like that with the flames coming out from underneath the turret. Me personally, that's the money shot. Like even from the front there, you can see that. Like I could put these flames here to the sides. That still looks amazing. But as MGO likes to say, it's your toy. Display it however you like. And if I ever have him in tank mode again, I think this is exactly how I'm going to have him displayed, with those flames coming from underneath. Because the flames, fire goes up. Yes, it wraps around the side of something if it's coming from underneath, like here. But once it's at the side, fire goes up. It doesn't go up and then around the side. So this here is how I'm going to do it. Anyway, that's been my look at the Power of the Primes Leader Class Megatronus. Do I recommend this figure? Hell yeah. No pun intended. But yes, 1,000,000% I recommend this figure. Get him. I know the prices of Transformers have gone up. Thank you. But it's still worth it. He is worth every single cent, every single penny, every single whatever currency is you happen to have. He is worth it. Get him, get him, get him. I cannot stress it enough. Anyway, that, as I said, has been my look at the Megatronus mold. Not without its flaws, but still a perfect figure to have. A great addition to your collection. And if you're collecting the 13 primes, which I'm still questioning whether I will or not, definitely needs to have him. Even if you're not collecting the 13 primes, still need to have him. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch my review. If you like this, please have a look at my channel and my other reviews on there, and hit the like button and subscribe. And once my community starts to grow, which hopefully it will, please do, I shall start making more Transformer review videos as time goes on. Until then, remember, being a nerd is the right of all sentient beings. Peace.